Okay, I better go check if I'm live right now. Um, let's see. Let me just switch to my channel. Hold on. Oh, all right. I seem to be live right now. So yeah, it's pretty good so far. Now, good evening, guys, and today we're taking a look at the current situation of the Iran war right now. Now, as you can see, I'm sure you know what this war is all about. You've seen it a lot on Facebook, you've seen it a lot on YouTube, whatever the hell it is. And this war is not really good. Perhaps might be a distraction. It might be some distraction from certain files. Who knows? US president might be distracting us. And I've heard that in some news articles they say that this war might trigger World War III due to the involvement of the United States. Now I would like to apologize if I've started streaming this late today. Now I know I was supposed to stream yesterday at 9:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, but I was out at night helping my parents with groceries. So I couldn't really stream right now. But here I am, better late than never. Now if you're wondering why I'm streaming this right now, I was part of like a journalism club in high school when I was 15. 15, 16, and grade 10, and I also just went to a work immersion at the RMN. I'm sure some of you who listen to IFM have recognized my voice as DJ Mario. And then this is gonna be the first time ever on YouTube that I'll be showing my face. But hey, sometimes I just gotta make an impact in the world, onto the world. So why the heck not? Now, where was I about this whole streaming? Oh yeah, if you guys are this bro, if you're watching this stream right now, shout out to you. I've been watching your videos since I was 14 and you've really got me into mapping. Like really. The Ukraine war is the reason. The Ukraine war and all other mapping videos I watched where there are the reasons why I became like a mapper now. I really just gotta put my hobbies into YouTube. Now I know mapping is a relatively new type of hobby, but I'm just glad. I'm just glad this one's really famous on YouTube. If I don't get really famous for this, that's okay. I just may God bless you guys while watching this stream. Now over here, how do else do I put this? Mr. Beatles, if you're from Canada and watching this, shout out to you. I've been watching your content for a bit, and I'm sure you have been for mine and my other channels. So thank you, and a shout out to both Adis Pro and Mr. Beatles for being one of the greatest YouTubers, one of the greatest small medium YouTubers ever. You may not, you may not be as big as Mr. Beast, but I know you make great content, great and underrated content. Now, where was I? How else do I do this? Hold on. Let me just also shout out. I know there's someone in my other channel, Rigaman23, that wanted a shout out just after I posted my Yako's World video. So how do I put this? How do I say this? Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me just check. I know someone from the Yako's World video wanted a shout out. My first channel. Hold on. 645 views is crazy. Oh yeah. Shout out to India OSC Edits 2. Here is your shout out. I hope you like it. And one last shout out before I start the rest of the stream. Shout out to my friend Albert. He is also a mapper and he loves maps and country balls as much as I do. So shout out to my friend from high school. Shout out to Amber. Now where was I? Oh yeah, time time to start doing this scenario. Now you'd see this map of the Arab world. It like feels so united. It's like it's everything is red. But you wanna know why it's red? Iran attacked these countries. Now, what do these countries have in common? U.S. bases, U.S. military bases installed in these countries. Now, how did this whole mess start? June 2025, Israel attacked Iran. They were attacking their nuclear facilities. Keep in mind, I was 17 when this happened, and the United States almost had to get involved. They weren't too involved, but then during that time I was in Hong Kong, I saw the news. It was about the Iran war, Israel and Iran war. At that time, US wasn't involved, and then I saw Trump. Now, right now, it's been messy situation. Just almost at the end of February, United States got involved, and as you can see, US and Israel both attacked Iran. Even the whole capital of Tehran, right here. Yeah, let's mark that orange. Let's mark that orange because like, ooh, wait, gee, I wonder why there isn't that much. Hold on. Where's the hardness in this and the spacing? Yep, they attacked Iran. I'm sure the US may have also attacked cities like these. And can't forget, it's not just their nuclear facilities, even the oil fields in Tehran got attacked, which can explain why the sky tends to be orange. Now Iran, in retaliation, has attacked US bases. Now, I'm not sure exactly where, but they've like attacked Dubai. Hold on, let me just search up the military targets right now. Just I hope a quick Google search would do because and now right now in this live usually I'm like reporting about the Iran war and as you can see it might would be a bit boring if it's like ongoing because the Iran war is the hold on. Okay, hold on, I'm just gonna keep searching. Hold on. I really don't want to be an ignorant right now. Hold on. I know Iran bombed the US military bases and how do I put this? Hold on. Wait. They bombed five in Kuwait. They literally bombed five. That is not good. Now, from what I've known, now I get it. I get that it's not good that Iran retaliated, but it's also not good that the U.S. and Israel also retaliated. You know what? I don't even like these strikes. I don't even like the U.S. strikes on Iran, but I also do not like. I know this is a hot take, but I do not like the retaliation either. It's like both civilians are just dying. And I mean, I get it. War is war, and soldiers have to die because it's a war for the acquired targets. But it's involving civilians. It's just really messy. The whole war in the Middle East is a mess. And I know I sound like some dumb grade schooler, which sounds simplified, but that is my take, all right? I am anti-war. I really do not like civilians dying. I just want this war to end, but I know it's a bit complicated and I might sound dumb. I might sound dumb, but that is just my take. It's really stressing me out. That's why I'm starting this. That's why I'm doing this mapping thing on live right now. Where was I? Where the heck was I? And for some reason, they bombed Egypt, even though Egypt was not involved. And gosh darn it, this map might be wrong. This map might be freaking wrong. I'm not sure. Not sure what it is, but Iran also bombed Turkey in retaliation. They strike Turkey, and they also strike the base in Cyprus, a British base. That's why the British are involved, and they also strike Azerbaijan. They It just did. Now where was I? Oh yeah. Now this is the current situation. These countries are just being bombed, both the red team and the blue team. And if you're wondering why Israel and Palestine are in the same team, yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of messy. Because also when I was 14, I hear a lot of Israel hate. Like they'll root for Palestine, they'll hate Israel. So even as a 14-year-old, I've also came up with like war scenarios where Israel and Palestine would start World War III. But damn, it's more complex than that. And I never thought Israel would fight side by side with Palestine, but here we are. First Palestine recognizes Israel, and now both of them are being struck by Iran. Like Israel attacked Iran, and then Iran attacked Palestine, and then Palestine recognizes Israel. I know this is one of the weirdest timelines. If you're just wondering, if you're just wondering where this war is, this is from like this is from like Wikipedia. Now I know Wikipedia is not 100% reliable source, but a lot of people use it for some reason. Like a lot. Yeah, and to all the people who think it's not a war, it's a war. 2026 Iran war. Civilians are dying, soldiers are dying, countries are being bombed. It's a whole war. And just look, Israel and Palestine on the same side. Then there's, yeah, it's just really messy and really weird. But of course, this war right now is ongoing. Both sides are dying. And it's been also said that Iran will be bombing California with like a warship or some drone strike. But I mean, I'm not sure if this can be because like Iran is like Indian Ocean and USA, Atlantic and Pacific. And I've also heard that the US has the best geography. So there's no way. There's no way California could ever get bombed by Iran. Because I know Italy. I know Italy planned to bomb New York during World War II, but it failed. So I doubt that California would ever be bombed by Iran. But I can kind of predict that the USA would lose. I mean, they were they were fighting hell in Vietnam during Vietnam War in the 60s, and then during that time Nixon was president. He had to bring those troops out because they knew they were losing. They knew they were losing. So who knows? Even Trump, even Trump is now asking assistance from NATO, from the very allies he threatened and had dominion over. He's asking help from them, even though he also claims that the U.S. is a mighty superpower. So yeah, I don't know what to say about this Trump. And to anyone, and to anyone who thinks that it's just a conflict and that the US will win, I don't know, think again, think again. Like really think hard about this. Like the US lost in Afghanistan and Vietnam. If you're gonna criticize me or try to insult me, you can do that. I don't really care. It's freedom of speech. I am still gonna continue doing this live, alright? I know it's gonna be very controversial, but I don't care. I am doing this reporting, and it's for the sake of making an impact on the world. Hold on, just gotta take this in. Now, where was I? Now, let's see if this Middle Eastern war could ever turn into a world war. Now, if you're wondering how I can make world war scenarios in my future mapping videos, I could just I could just go to the map this. Hold on, mapping. Okay, so here it is. Now I'm not sure if I'll be able to zoom in, but like I could try. Ay nako, or simulator. Now US, Israel, and Iran. You see these countries that pop up? Yeah. This one is gonna be very interesting. Cause like, yeah. Now Bahrain, red, all of these Gulf states, even Iraq, even Syria, even Jordan, it's gonna be all red here. Can't forget Turkey. Can't forget the UK. Can't forget Azerbaijan. Lebanon's gonna be in the blue. Lebanon's gonna be in blue because they got attacked by Israel. Even saw this. I even saw this in some Filipino news articles while at my immersion, which is wait, how do I put this? Jordan, Israel, where's Palestine? Palestine's in red because they're in the same team for some reason. Now here it is. Now as you can see, these numbers, Russia is at negative 3.2, and if it's like a 10 plus like this, triggers a nuclear war. But thankfully, it didn't trigger 10, so we're not on a nuclear war right now. But I guess it's more like we're in DEFCON. DEFCON. I calculated this in my head. When you're like divide 10 by 4, I'd say we're at DEFCON level 4 right now. At the most, at the highest, at the lowest DEFCON 4. So no nuclear war yet. Though in this in this type of scenario, Russia, Afghanistan, how do I put this? Afghanistan, wait. Oh, shoot. Low tolerance. How do I put this? Afghanistan, and I miscolored Kazakhstan, Russia, and Belarus will be joining this war. I mean, if it's considering the fact that it's escalating this war to an extent, yeah. So yeah, they're pretty much gonna get involved in this war. Now, what other countries would join? There's Cuba. Actually, Cuba's not gonna join. Nicaragua would. Nicaragua will for some reason. Maybe it's because they're pro-China. So there we go. But even then, China's not gonna get involved. So North Korea would get involved, and that's it. So far, this is not really triggering World War III. But let's see. Let's see how that scenario plays out. So now Iran and Russia will start sending their ground troops in. They'll start sending. They're gonna start sending their ground troops for a joint invasion of Azerbaijan. Now I'm just gonna color this in as occupied territory. Now the Iranian troops have crossed into Azerbaijan, capturing this enclave. I guess trapped by Armenia for some reason, and they start pushing in. They start pushing north. As for the Russians, they do the same, with their main objective to capture Baku. Now this scenario. Now keep in note this scenario where Russia, Iran, Russia, Afghanistan, North Korea get involved. It's fictional. And I just want to entertain the people who have been tired hearing about the war's impact on civilians and global oil prices. So there you go. Azerbaijan. Why do you think I got into mapping and ADIS Pro? Now where was I? Azerbaijan. They still continue their invasion of Azerbaijan until they capture Baku, and then Afghanistan capitulates. So as you can see right now, Russia and Iran now have a connection, which means they would likely invade Middle East and Russia would send their ground troops there. Oh wait, but I forgot. Is the Ukraine war still with us? Let's find out. Let's find out. And I should have just searched this. Oh well. Yep, still present. So looks like we're gonna have to color Ukraine. Color Ukraine like this. Yeah. Now this situation is really messy as hell. And yeah, really messy, really not good. And there it is. Though Ukraine also did a counterattack in invading Kursk. So there it is. Yeah, this situation is really messy. Azerbaijan has been capitulated, and so far this is not good. Oh, now a nuclear war has been triggered for some reason, and I added these. But for the sake of this video and live, we are not gonna we're not gonna be doing this. We're not gonna be doing nuclear weapons. This is just gonna be a conventional war. So there you have it. Almost all of Europe is gonna be involved now, and even Philippines. Now this would be total global war scenario, thanks to Russia invading Ukraine. Now where was I? Oh yeah, World War III has now started because of them countries. We're just gonna have to call her in Canada. We're just gonna have to call her in. Put Canada on the red team, same team as the United States for some reason, and Denmark. I mean Greenland. It's technically a part of Denmark, so why not just put it all red? Even if the map this website says something else. Which, speaking of, shout out to Jeremy Russell for making this map. I've been using this website a lot, and I'm gonna use it for my mapping scenario. So, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Jeremy. And the Nordics. The Nordics are gonna be actually make all of Europe. Make all of Europe red, except Bosnia, Hungary. I don't know. Just make all of Europe red except these. And for some reason, Spain is gonna get involved, but they do not like the Iran war at all. They just they just do not. So, oh, and I think I may have accidentally did Switzerland. So, you know what? I'm just gonna call her all of Europe, and then like make some red. Hold on, hold on a second. Except Switzerland, it's like Cyprus is no exception. So we're just gonna. I apologize for my somewhat awkwardness. As you can see, I've been trying to think well, and I am out of words today. I may have embarrassed myself live with yeah, and I apologize for this, viewers. But stay tuned. This one's gonna be more fun. And Egypt. Egypt's gonna get involved. Yeah, Egypt and Morocco. Actually, no, not Egypt. Egypt's almost gonna get involved. But for now, we're just gonna add Morocco. Oh, oh shoot, shoot. So Morocco's gonna get involved, but like on the side of the United States, because of course, major non-NATO U.S. ally. Can't forget that. And the Canary Islands, and Kenya. Someone's gonna actually Mali's gonna get involved. Mali will get involved for some reason. So let's just call her Mali. I mean, they're anti-American. They have to be anti-American for sure. India is gonna get involved, but on the red team, and the same with Philippines. India is gonna be on. Oh shoot! Why the hell did I put India blue? Oh shoot! Oh, I put this in red. India is gonna be in red, and also the Philippines. The Philippines is gonna be joining the red team. Obviously, they're a huge U.S. ally. My country, it's my country right now, and well, congrats to us. We just created a world war. And now China is gonna get involved in this. Wait, here? Yeah, the big boy China. It doesn't want to get involved, but here it is, China. And interestingly, Singapore's gonna get involved. Now it's gonna be Australia and New Zealand that's getting involved. And Palau for some reason. Cuba is now involved in this war. As you can see, Cuba is gonna be the one in blue, and yeah, this Cuba's gonna be in blue, and Australia, Australia is gonna be in red. Australia is gonna be in red, and actually Singapore is a whole city, so I guess we're not gonna cover that. Now this is our World War scenario. If we involve all these already involved countries, this is gonna happen. As for the rest of Latin America, it's not really a total war, so I guess we should be good for now. Now let's continue this scenario. Now, the Arab Front, we might as well call it the Arab United Front because it's like the Arab countries are China in World War II and Iran's Japan, and Iran and Russia have now connected each other through invading Azerbaijan, just like how the British and the Soviets have invaded Iran themselves. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, my friend from college just texted me. Hold on. How do I put this? Ah, and then boom, they're invading Ukraine already. So yeah, this one is very messy. Now all of Europe is involved except Hungary, Slovakia, Serbia, and Switzerland, Ireland. Yeah, whole lot mess. But yeah, let's go straight to the fun part, which is Europe, because why the frick not? Why the frick not? Oh, and I accidentally colored Kaliningrad blue, red when it should have been blue because it's part of Russia. Now at first Russia uses all of its strength, well, most of its strength, and it'll start doing what it can. It'll start doing what it can to connect the Suwalki gap between them and Belarus to tire these Europeans out. And the Russians are crossing through Belarus to invade Ukraine from the north. And their main goal is to be capturing Kiev, I'm not even so sure, which I'm sure might not be the correct capital place. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've used a map overlay to put all the capitals in. I've been using also map charts since I was 14, so apologize for this mistake. And nope, Kiev is in the correct position. It's here, not there. So the Russians are almost close to capturing Kiev, and it's like Kiev. It's battles. This is like gonna be like one of these hardened battle, like Stalingrad. Now, while diverting the Russians off, the Finnish troops they start crossing through the Russian border, and they start their counter invasion of Russia while it is being distracted. Now you gotta remember, the Finnish were invaded by the Soviets in the Winter War during World War II, and well, Finland kind of won, but they had to lose land and sue for peace with Russia. So there we go. And now, with the help of Norway, they end up capturing this land. So Finland technically now has some coast. Now, as you can see, the front lines are slowly moving, but surely this is going to be a more fun one. Now, how do I put this? I forgot to say this. Israel strike Lebanon. That's why you can see Lebanon as the only Arab country in the blue team, probably because of Hezbollah. So I think they have captured Beirut, and with the help of Syria, Beirut is now captured and it's capitulated. So they technically, even if they don't surrender, it still capitulates because we all know Israel wins in most scenarios. Just gonna look at the Arab-Israeli War, Yom Kippur War, Six-Day War. They've won. They've won these wars. Now as for the United States, they can't forget Guantanamo Bay. At first, it gets captured by the Cubans, but the Americans, with their mighty naval might, they land here. They make a landing near Havana, which for some reason I forget to put this capital. Gosh darn it. How could I be so forgetful? They capture this island here and they start their invasion. They start their steamrolling of Cuba. Now the Cuban civilians, already tired and damaged because of, oh my goodness, there's the starvation. That's due to the blockade. Tired of this blockade and corrupt government, they end up revolting. They end up starting a revolution against the Cubans, and well, they overthrow the Cuban government and they surrender quickly to the Americans. so that I don't know, less hard time. And they end up doing the same in Nicaragua, as well as some Cuban volunteers and exiles that attempted to invade. Oh my gosh, it really is like the Iran War. Bay of Pigs invasion. Cuban exiles invading their own home. Oh my goodness. Imagine if the US did the same with Iran. Imagine if they're doing the same with Iran right now. They enter the country of Nicaragua and they do what they can to capture their coastline. As you can see, Nicaragua is pro-Russian and they're tracing to get the capital Managua. But of course, some Nicaraguans may be battle-hardened, so for now, they stop. They stop over at this capital. Actually, no wait, they captured it. They're gone. They're gone. Now let's move the front lines a little bit to Africa because yeah, now there's these here. Now here's one of them kind of problems. If they want to invade Mali, they'd have to go through either Algeria. Oh wait, they do have to go through Algeria. Wait, let me check. For some reason, Western Sahara is neutral and leaning more towards Morocco and the other red team. I don't know why. That is just what it is. But Algeria is. Oh wait. Oh blimey. Negative 23. Oh my goodness. Negative 18, negative. Oh my goodness gracious. What is going on with this? Negative. It's just like in World War II where they go through countries to invade other countries. Algeria joins the red team. So they let Moroccan troops in to start invading through the Malian desert. But of course, unsurprisingly, it is a bit hard because it's desert. But whatever. But for the sake of fiction, they're slowly marching through these deserts. But then US aid comes to Morocco so that they could like wipe it off a little faster because it really is mostly desert. Now they're almost reaching to the main parts of Mali, which are the cities that the civilians live in. Now, after through some plundering and maybe war crimes, I don't know what it is. It's fictional, guys, so you're gonna have to take it with a grain of salt. They reach the city of Bamako. If I am correct, it's Bamako. And how do I put this? Yeah, it's gonna be a little hardened battle. Now we move on to Asia. Now this is a whole lot. How do I put this? Let's start with the Korean War. Now, North Korea at first starts using its bombers to bomb on South Korean cities. Actually, they're just going to use ground troops first. So here it is. The North Koreans start their ground invasion and they capture Seoul again. But this time, South Korea doesn't fall a lot because US and Japanese troops, they come to their aid. So now, so now they're kind of pushing the North Koreans back a bit, almost close to the border, and they start their Battle of Seoul, their battle-hardened Battle of Seoul. Now, as for this island here, yeah, China's gonna reclaim it. They are gonna reclaim it, take what's theirs, and I do not. This is just very controversial, and I keep getting this wrong color for some reason. Ah. They capture Kaohsiung, which was the city I vacationed in when I was 11. And they're slowly invading this island, with it getting a bit hard, and the economy is gosh darn crashing because of semi-micro doctor ships. Oh, and the Chinese also invade to start their invasion of Manila, and they capture it. And they've now cut off the Philippines into two. So now the Chinese have a presence in Manila. They also capture Singapore, and now they're going to be threatening Northern Australia the way Japan is doing it. Well, Japan in World War II. Now, as for Afghanistan, what is India going to do? I mean, we have to defeat the blue team. So what really is India going to do? To capture Afghanistan and then go through China. Well, Nepal seems to be leaning. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. The red is plus, and this is a freaking mine. No. Oh, oh, shoot. Shooty, shooty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, big mistake. Algeria's in the blue team. Algeria's in the blue team. And after some battles, they get captured. I don't know what the heck I just made. Like, gosh darn. What other mistakes did I make where it's just, oh wait, it's this. Pakistan joins the red team, according to this map. And Nepal also joins the red team because China wants to go through Nepal to invade India. But of course, as we all know, it is not gonna happen. So Nepal then joins the red team. Now, how do I put this? Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, China is gonna start their slow and steady invasion of Nepal, but it's very slow due to the Himalayas. They do get some minor captures, but that's just about it. That really is just about it. And they also tried their Battle of Sikkim and Arachunal Pradesh. Correct me if I'm wrong, India. I might get flamed for this. And Pakistan, I know. Even I never thought that an Indian would die side by side with a Pakistani against this. But of course, whatever the hell's needed to stop the blue team. Now, I mean, Afghanistan was already invading Pakistan, so Pakistan red team, Afghanistan blue team. Why the frick not? Now they are also starting their ground invasion of Afghanistan. But this is getting a bit harder. This is getting a bit harder because the US once also invaded Afghanistan and yet they lost. After 20 years of hardships, they lost in 2021 because they had to pull out. Now this is pretty easy, but this is also gonna be pretty hard because it's all desert and mountains. So for now, the front line is gonna be frozen like this, and the joint Indian and Pakistani troops capture some Iranian land, but that's just about it. So yeah, this situation not looking exactly. Actually, yeah, no, it's not looking good for the blue team. Red team is starting to make some gains, and Iraq just started invading Iran after it's been their next invasion since the 80s. Now I remembered, in the 80s, Iraq and Iran were enemies. And then after that, they became friends. So I was expecting the Middle Eastern war to be polarized, but gosh darn no. All of these, due to US military bases, all of them are on the same team against Iran. So Iran is only ally right now, Lebanon. It's Lebanon, and they're isolated. And holy sheesh, this is gonna be messy. But Russian troops are kind of stationed in Iran, so this invasion will be a bit slow as usual. Now where was I? Oh yeah, Mali. Due to its corruption and stuff, a lot of African countries are corrupt and unstable. They surrender. They surrender quickly. So it looks like the red team are making gains in the Americas and Africa. Now all we have to do is I don't know. Let's take a look at my home country, the Philippines, and oh my goodness. Yep, the Chinese are steamrolling their way through, but that's not exactly to worry much because I don't know. Do we still have the hope Balahap? I mean, there's let's just hope some mountain guerrilla people start popping up so that they can fight, so that they can fight the invading Chinese. Hold on. Does the hope Bala? I don't know. I might sound stupid. It might, and I don't know. Probably, yeah. Don't even know there's I don't even know if there's gonna be a second Ukbalahap, but yeah, might as well. So the Chinese, with their powerful navy and military, they do start their island hopping campaign in the Philippines. Though the geography is a bit hard because we Filipinos are very patriotic. We love our country, we love God, and we have so many islands. Yeah, it's gonna tire them out. It's not like Iraq invading Kuwait, but man, but hey, they're on the same team now, aren't they not? Now, Now, where was I? Oh, yeah, North Korea did use their bombers for their few campaigns, such as Seoul and Incheon, though thankfully, they're still standing better than they've never been. They've bombed Busan, I think Incheon, but that's just about it. Now they're gonna start bombing Pyongyang, and I do not know any other cities in North Korea other than Pyongyang. I might be dumb. I might be dumb. But yeah, they finally drive out the North Koreans in this, and then yeah, they start their counter invasion of the North. Now this is just like the Korean War, but South Korea almost never falls. Now would Vietnam ever get involved in this? Let's see, not too much. But they're yeah, they're leaning towards red team if they had to. They're more red friendly now, so and Vietnam did normalize relations with the US. So where was I? The US is gonna start bombing some cities like Hong Kong, I think Macau, this is Shenzhen. They start bombing Shanghai and a bunch of other. They don't go for the capital yet. I'm not sure. And yeah, I think for now they're bombing Shanghai. They might bomb. I don't know. It says Fujian. I think they're gonna bomb Fujian. Yeah. So basically, for now, these coastal major cities to weaken China, while the rest while the rest of them still invade. Yeah, it's over for North Korea. It's really pretty much over for them. And some troops in this island, some resistance troops are pushing back. They're pushing back because yeah, gee whiz. Now as for Afghanistan, they're still having hard. Some Taliban troops, they're holding back and doing counter invasions. They're counter invading against Pakistan and India, and they're doing it. They're spearheading so they can liberate and possibly invade them too, the Taliban. Now Iran, they're already bombed. The war's ruined. I don't know if we should go with this. I don't even know if we should go with this peace treaty yet. And my phone just died. I have to go charge it now. This is just great. I gotta check how long I've done this stream, and my phone is dead. But yeah, let's focus on Europe. Let's focus on Europe, shall we? So you remember, so as you can see, when I was 14, I have done indeed war scenarios where Russia and Ukraine would start World War III. Now where was I? So many Russian troops are spread out. So what, like the Suwalki Gap in Ukraine, in Iran, but I think that's just about it. The rest of them, they're either carrying themselves. The rest of them either surrendered like Nicaragua, Cuba, Algeria, Mali, or they're carrying themselves like Afghanistan and China. So the only countries that have Russian troops right now is Iran, are pretty much Iran and Belarus. So pretty much these areas. And like can't forget, Japan won the war against Russia in 1905. So I'd say Japan is gonna do their invasion of Sakhalin Island. They are gonna also do the same in the Kurils, which is what Russia claims. Yep, they are doing them same in the Kurils. They're also invading Sakhalin Island. I don't know. Not many Russians live in the east. Most of them live in Europe, the west. So Japan is just gonna start invading Siberia and rushing almost like that. I mean, it's Japan. It's Japan with US aid, of course, with US aid. Now, on the other side of the planet, while some Russian troops are pulling out of Europe to fight Japan, some European countries are liberating the Suwalki Gap right now. Because I don't know, a lot of Russian troops are spread out. They're also busy in the Middle East trying to hold off Iran, but it's just not good. And Kaliningrad, it's technically a fortress, but like I'm not sure if there's some civilians that want to be liberated by it. They capture it. And now they're invading Belarus. Now they're invading Belarus. And as for the progress in Finland, wait, they're also liberating Ukraine. And where was I? The progress in Finland. It is a bit slow, but some Finnish troops do end up crossing the Russian border. I'll be stopped by Russian troops, so for now it just becomes gunfire exchange. Like it's a stalemate, but they get there and almost capture St. Petersburg. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. A lot of them start invading this Minsk. They capture Minsk, and considering the fact that some Belarusians are revolting against their authoritarian government, and the fact that Minsk has been captured and Belarus has weak military, they quickly surrender. I don't know. They're a Russian puppet, but with the Allies capturing, they'd surrender probably. And with that being said, the Allies do then end up liberating most of Ukraine. Like the Russian troops in the north, they've now diverted south, more to Iran, Azerbaijan, and southern Ukraine. So as you can see, the red team liberated north of Ukraine. Now them, these guys, now they and Kiev has never been captured. So now it's just going to be some of the allies pushing through Ukraine, but it's still a bit stalemated because some Russians, they are not holding back. They are putting up a fight against the Ukrainians and the other allies. Now, as for this joint invasion, Iran is kind of liberating. Well, they've captured some lands over there and they started their counter invasion of Iraq, which is about here. It's doomed because you can't forget they're almost near Mosul, and that's not good. And as for Turkey and Iran, nothing goes on there. Actually, we know Iran, as well as some Russian troops, they invade Turkey, and yeah, it's not good. The blue team really is putting up a fight, except Belarus, Algeria, etc., etc. Now, what do we even do? As for Nepal, they've kicked the Chinese troops out. I don't know. The British invaded Afghanistan and it failed. So probably Nepal would do the same in China and also India. Yeah. So in Afghanistan, they're also pushing back. Like Nepal and India, Afghanistan's also pushing back. And Iran is starting to also liberate some of their cities, like here and there. And this is not good. These people are tired of war. No, even I don't like it. I mean, I like the war scenario, but I just don't like the actual war itself. I don't know what to do with this. I'm making a great scenario. This is like the best kind of mapping I've ever done ever since I was 14, doing this on Sketchbook and Ibis Paint. But this is the Adas Pro experience. You actually using paint.net for this map. But boy, am I getting kind of tired, and it is kind of getting late. Oh my gosh. Now, chat, would you say that Iran would start pulling off on Italy? Would they start pulling at Italy? Wait, no, they wouldn't. They're the Iranians. Most of them are pro-Iranian and not Americans, which is obvious. So I don't think they'd start a revolution like they did in perhaps Cuba, like Cuba or Belarus. Now, I'm not sure. I may not be the smartest in geopolitics, but like that's my take. So for now, Kursk. Can't forget Kursk being captured by Ukraine. And even then, even the northern, can't forget, NATO is starting to push into Russian territory and St. Petersburg has been captured. So goodbye. Goodbye, Russia's little port to Europe. You're getting invaded, so good luck with that. Moscow's gonna get captured soon. And I'm not sure if the Russians support the war in Ukraine or are against it, but I remembered some of them were protesting against the war because Russia is really authoritarian. but they do end up starting their own revolution. Like, how do I put this? Do I make this a purple team? Parang. Oh yeah. So the Russian revolutionists, with the help of with some aid of the United States. Remember, Russia also had its revolution. They managed to overthrow an authoritarian government with another one. Or Democrat, I don't know. Some Russian revolutionists start revolting and they capture Moscow. And the President Putin probably to these cities. He can't surrender. He is a strong man. He is not gonna back down. So some Russians they continue capturing cities over there. Now I did map out these cities, but I forget the name. I only know like Moscow and St. Petersburg, even Vladivostok. Now the Russians are doing their revolution. But where was I? Oh yeah, Putin has moved to the Asian part of Russia. So how do I put this? This Russia is gonna pull another Italy. Now I know this is probably the most unrealistic part of this video, but it's fiction. So just why the frick not? Oh, why the frick not? So we're just gonna draw this here and presume, and let's just say Russia is gonna start having its civil war because they surrendered to the blue team. So the revolutionists capture most of the major cities in Russia. And yeah, they are gonna start switching sides. As you can see, switching sides. So now this is gonna be the Russian Civil War and Ukraine is finally liberated. So now the Russian Federation is gonna be this. Oh, and I think Belarus will also join. Yeah, Republic of Belarus. Oh, yeah, this one looks kind of weird. Now it's gonna be this versus the Russian Social Republic, which is now gonna be a puppet state of China. Just gotta remember, China is really powerful, more powerful than Russia. If China gets awakened, they could just disrupt their economy at any time because we trade with them. Let's be honest. Oh, and yeah, we're coloring the rest of Russia except this. Now the Russian Social Republic, and then under under and Vladimir Putin is still gonna be running the Russian Social Republic, as you can see, thanks to the help of Xi Jinping. Yeah, looks like Japan is liberating Russia from Russia, and North Korea at this point. Yeah, just let the government collapse. Just let the freaking government collapse. And now the American troops arrive in the Philippines and they are gonna start bombing. They're gonna start bombing some air bases here and in China. Remember I told you in the stream they strike some Chinese cities? Yeah. I just figured they might wanna bomb I just figured they might wanna bomb like the yeah, they're gonna bomb like the Clark Air Base where the Chinese strongholds are. They're probably gonna bomb some here just so they could liberate us. And most of us are being liberated. So there's that. There's that, and so far it might be a bit of a tough process, but we're being liberated, and now the Americans are gonna start island hopping in China, and they've just captured Hainan. Now, as for Afghanistan, they really are putting up a fight and not holding back, so they kind of liberate most of their government, like most of the captured areas captured by India and Pakistan and Iran. now as now they're not able to liberate as much of these things as Afghanistan is doing, and oh my gosh, my brain is kind of not braining. I've been talking a lot. I've been doing this scenario, and my gosh, I feel very tired. But the stream must go on. Hold on, I'm just gonna check my phone, see how I'm doing in the live. I just hope there's really good reception. I better check my YouTube right now. Ah, nice. We're still streaming and it's almost an hour already. And oh, oh, it's my friend Danbert. Hold on. All right. Hello, Anbert. Welcome to the live. Gosh darn, I've been feeling really tired. But what the heck? We're just gonna continue with this anyway. And some American troops, considering that they finally liberated Russia and that most Russian troops are defending Russian with the help of Chinese garrisons, the NATO team, except Hungary and Slovakia, they're now liberating Turkey, and they've done the same. They've done the same in Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is now liberated, and Iraq also. They captured Iraq cities, and now they're doing their slow and imminent invasion of Iran. They've already been bombed enough, and you know how Italy has also been bombed in World War II, and yet their people revolted against the government. You know what? At this point, why not just have the Americans? Yep, Iranian Revolution, and they've decided instead of a civil war, let's just surrender. So the people then overthrow their government, and this country surrenders, and they join the red team. Can't forget the new Shah government of Iran, now being put into power against them Russians. Yeah, honestly, the people are tired of this war. I am tired of this war. That is why Russia and Iran are now in the red team. Well, some of Russia. Now I just have to like map. Now I just have to like fix the borders of Ukraine because like it's really damn messy, man. Really, what's gonna happen if these borders are too thin? Mamma mia! Don't mind these kind of ugly looking borders. That's I know that is kind of on me. I just have to fix Afghanistan. Somehow the U.S. managed to break the Taliban out. Actually, at this point, I think the Taliban is already heated. Or just. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh crud. Oh man. The red team's getting an advantage, so that's kind of good. I feel really tired. I feel really sleepy. Why the frick not? Let's just liberate the rest of Japan. I mean, Russia. Now, Russia naman. They are doing their counter invasion of Russia. Well, liberation. Vladivostok has been captured, and only some of Russia's been liberated. But of course, some pro-Putin Russians, and even the Chinese, these guys ain't holding back. These guys ain't holding back for some reason. So now, time for some bombing campaigns against them, China, because some cities here, I can't believe I don't know their names. These are a lot of cities that map chart pulled out. Bomb, 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 bomb these cities. Yeah, the Chinese will not surrender. Heck, I know the Americans would make a landing on the north. Like, they'll probably make a landing down north, which over here. And they've captured Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Macau, Guangdong, some of these major cities with the help of the Islander troops. Yeah, we're calling them the Islanders. The Islanders that want China. And Afghanistan probably won't hold back. But you know what? Of course, they're encircling it. And, oh, wait, this should be here. Because Russia, because these are two separate puppet states. So this should. Oh, gosh darn, I painted the whole ocean with blood. Wasn't that very nice? Now the Americans can have all the ocean they want. I'm just kidding. This back to normal. And gosh. Okay, here it is. Japan manages to capture most of its land because almost nobody lives here, and I'm doing weird stuff with this mouse. And uh, and so they kind of push past the Ural Mountains and kind of do their thing in Russia. In the Russian Social Republic, they capture one city, and then Putin, I don't know. I don't know if he dies or he hides somewhere. We really need younger leaders because war is bad, but I do have some coping. Why do you think I'm doing this right now? It's a bit hard. There are some hardline pro-Putin Russians still fighting to the death to see if they can save their independent country from being invaded by the Western imperialists. You know what? This war is kind of tiring. Chinese citizens, I know some of them are fighting, but man, they're really tired. Already bombed. I'm also tired. Frick it. Frick it. Let's just make these troops surrender. I know it's very lazy. I know I've been very lazy. I know it's very fun, but even the people are tired. Just ask the people in this map. They're really tired, and so an unfortunate red team victory. A very unfortunate red team victory. Because you gotta know, the Epstein coalition. Oh wait, something is wrong with the gosh darn tolerance. Now let's take a look at the peace treaty. Oh boy, this is gonna be a lot. So, firstly, the whole Korean peninsula is gonna be united. Oh, holy. Okay. Oh, okay. So the whole, so the whole Korean peninsula is now united under the democratic government under the democratic government. Well, I just hope my Korean classmate is happy about this. If she's watching this video right now, I hope she's happy that her country is finally united. And the island peoples, can't forget, the island peoples that claim to be China have captured China, and now it is a democratic republic, now finally full of freedoms, less press censorship, albeit weaker due to the war. It's almost like I keep repeating this Italian wars thing. Like, holy goodness. And Russia, they're liberated. We finally have a democratic Russian government. Actually, it's still the same system. It's like the Russian Federation, but like their system, it's not really a new system. It's the Russian Federation, but like the system is slowly changing into something naman that's more democratic. So Putin is overthrown, and um, the dictatorship, it might still be a dictatorship, but like a pro-Western dictatorship that's like finally transitioning into a democracy. A democracy, not democracy. Sorry. What was I even thinking? What was I even saying? They liberate Russia. But as for Japan, they get to gain Sakhalin and the Kuril Islands, well, for temporary occupation reasons. And the Philippines is still liberated. What do they gain from this? And Australia, congrats to them. Congrats to them for actually not being invaded by China. And if they did get bombed by them, congrats to them for holding their holding to their um yeah. India, how do I put this? This peace treaty, India's gonna gain land. Heck, they're gonna gain Aksai Chin. They are gonna be gaining Aksai Chin from China. Like here. I'm not even so sure if this is a correct map. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the Indians, they get Aksai Chin. Like it's not like Arunachal Pradesh that China claims, but it's really part of India. No, no, no. This one is really part of India. Aksai Chin. I don't know if there's an Indian term for this, but to all the to all my Indian audiences watching this, congrats. Now Afghanistan, yeah, just put them in the same government. They've won. They've already won against Pakistan and India combined. And as for Afghanistan, they'll have temporary U.S. bases. For now, they're gonna be like under U.S. military occupation. Well, a little bit joint occupation. Some U.S. bases, actually not really joint, because the Shah's here. The Shah has arrived. The Shah has freed Iran finally, and unfortunately, and now there's going to be U.S. bases here and there. So it's kind of like a Guantanamo Bay scenario. The rest of these Arab countries, being the victors, they don't. They're not sure if they get land gains or what. But Lebanon's government is overthrown. No Hezbollah. Lebanon is finally they've now installed a pro-American government there, and Azerbaijan, they'll get. Let's just give them like a minor gain here, and actually, you know what? Let's like connect the two. Let's connect the two, and there. How else do I put? It's black. Okay, and yes, we can finally connect the exclave and enclave. This is gonna be Azerbaijan's new land. They get their land gains from Iran and Ukraine. Well, they're the one attacked, so they kind of get some territorial integrity. They get Crimea and the Donbas back, but the only difference is they get Kursk and the towns around it. So Kaboom, Kablam, Kashigi, Kashiga, Ukraine gets some land, and Belarus is now pro-American government. And as for Kaliningrad, Czechia, the rest of them members, they don't really get the gains because like they're small countries, they're the victors, except Finland. Finland, of course, deserves some land gains that they lost in World War II. So they get This, I think that might be the area. They might be called Petsamo. Now correct me if I'm wrong. That might be Petsamo, and they get the lands near Saint Kaliningrad. I mean Saint Petersburg, and they get this. They capture this. Woo! I like these land games, bro. I like these borders. I like these borders. I like these borders. I like the dance dance baby. La la ding 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 da 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 da. Can't stop the feeling. Dance dance dance. Can't stop the feeling. We got some new borders, and then the rest of them. Yeah, they do they even get land games at this point? I mean, they're Europe, so it's not like World War II where Europe gets invaded. I don't know. It's only because they were involved because of NATO. Ah, darn you, Trump. But hey, at least your NATO's finally involved because of this war. Except, hmm, you know what? To all the Moroccans watching this video, as you can see, this is the world map right now. Not a lot of countries, not a lot of land has changed, except for minor ones like like Azerbaijan, U.S. bases in Iran, Aksai Chin, and Afghanistan is colored black. I don't freaking know why. And it's kind of a mapping mistake. But it's mostly, other than that, it's mostly governments overthrown, like the island peoples, bringing democracy to China, Korea unified, Russia now democratic, though they might also be in a dictatorship, pro-Western dictatorship that will transition to democracy. Yeah, democracy. I mean, it's the Russian Federation, but under a different president. And Japan, they do gain Sakhalin. They occupy Sakhalin and the Kuril Islands. Actually, they'll annex the Kuril Islands because that's the islands they claim. So you get them dubs, Japan. But just keep in note, to everyone who I offended, I apologize. I really don't mean to offend. I love the people from all these countries. Just note, This is a fictional war scenario for entertainment purposes. So, so if ever you get offended, I apologize. This is just fictional. Take it with a grain of salt. Now, so far, that should be about it for today. Fortunately, them Westerners won. And we'll never know. The files of the Trump and Stein, they are not gonna get involved. They are not ever gonna be released with the Western world winning. I hope this has entertained you so far. And good night. Good night to you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And I'll see you all next time.